the last sunrise was forgotten. At first, no one noticed. The day ended normally, shadows stretched long, the sun slid down the horizon, and the world prepared for evening. But then the darkness did not lift. Morning never came. At first, people thought it was an eclipse, a rare cosmic event that would pass. Hours became days, and days became weeks, but the sky remained black. Stars blinked faintly above, the moon rose and fell, but the sun was gone. The endless night had begun. At first, cities tried to continue life as usual. Streetlights burned constantly, neon signs glowed brighter than ever, and people adjusted their clocks to artificial schedules. But the human body is tied to the rhythm of light, and without dawn, something inside began to break. Sleep cycles twisted into fragments, children cried without understanding why, and crops withered in fields that would never see another ray of sunlight. Governments declared emergencies, scientists searched desperately for answers, but the sky remained silent. A girl named Mara, a young astronomer, watched the heavens every night from her rooftop. She noticed something others missed. The stars were moving wrong. Constellations that should have taken centuries to drift had shifted in mere days. The world was not only trapped in night, it was no longer where it belonged. Earth had slipped from its orbit. She told her discovery to the scientific community, but they silenced her, fearing mass panic. Still, she kept writing, sending her theories into hidden corners of the internet, hoping someone would listen. One night, Mara dreamed of a voice. It was soft, low, almost like the wind whispering in her ear. It told her the sun had not vanished, it had been hidden. Covered by something vast, something alive. She woke trembling, unsure if it was a nightmare or a message. She returned to her telescope and stared at the blackness where the sun should have been. And there, faintly, she saw it, a ripple, like the curve of a massive shadow. Something was moving, slow and colossal, blotting out the star. When she shared her discovery with her closest friend, Elias, he laughed at first. But then he too saw it, the faint, shifting outline, like a body coiled around the sun. "It's not gone," he whispered. "It's being devoured." Soon after, they noticed patterns in the darkness. A pulse, a rhythm, like the beating of a heart. The eternal night was not empty, it was breathing. Rumors spread. Some believed it was the end of the world, others believed it was a trial. Whole religions rose overnight, worshipping the thing that had stolen the day. They called it the sleeper, the devourer. The black sun sacrifices were offered in the streets, fires burned, and whispers filled the air that maybe humanity had angered something ancient. Mara rejected their worship, but in her heart she knew, whatever it was real. And it was awake. One night, while studying the stars, she noticed something even more terrifying. The earth itself was moving, not drifting endlessly, but being dragged. The constellations shifted not randomly, but as though Earth was tethered to the dark mass, pulled into its orbit. Humanity was not waiting for the sun to return. They were being carried into the belly of something immeasurable. Mara and Elias gathered a small group of believers and scientists who still trusted her. They worked in secret, constructing a radio signal strong enough to pierce beyond the black veil. When they sent the first message pleading, questioning, demanding, the answer came almost instantly. Not in sound, but in thought. A voice pressed against their minds, "You were loud. You burned too brightly. Now you will sleep." The message spread like fire. Those who heard it went mad or fell to their knees. Cities descended into chaos, torn between rebellion and worship. Mara, though terrified, realized something strange. The voice was not cruel. It was tired. Ancient. The night was not punishment, but preservation. The being had wrapped itself around the earth not to kill, but to protect it from something brighter, fiercer, and more destructive than the sun itself. In her final discovery, Mara learned the truth. The sun had not been devoured, it had been replaced. What now blazed beyond the veil was not their star but a new fire, born from a cosmic storm, a force that would have scorched Earth to ash if the sleeper had not shielded them. The endless night was salvation. Humanity's guardian was not the sun, but the darkness. And then Mara understood the twist no one else could bear to face. The night would last forever not because Earth was doomed, but because this was the only way it could survive. humanity would never again wake to morning. Their children would never see dawn. They had been given a choice without ever knowing it: burn in light or endure in shadow. Mara closed her notebook and looked at Elias. "We're not waiting for the sun," she whispered. "We are already home." And above them, the darkness pulsed once more like the heartbeat of a god cradling the world in its endless, protective night.